Previously on Hunter x Hunter, Gon and Killua entered the Heavens Arena to train and earn some money. They met Zushi and his teacher Wing, who taught them the basics about Nen. After reaching the 200th floor, Gon got defeated by Geto and ended up with broken hand. The story continues after a month with the people getting excited about the upcoming match. Killua walks into Gon's room, shocked to find him working out on his once broken arm, and astounded Gon is completely healed. The real reason Killua came to visit was to give him tickets to an upcoming Hisoka's fight. Killua, after getting some information, has found out Hisoka's record is 8-3, 6 knockouts, all death knockouts. The only losses he has are from fights he never showed up to. This means technically, Hisoka has never lost in the arena. Gon begins shaking with anticipation of their next fight together. Killua hopes Gon can learn some kind of strategy to fight Hisoka during the match, but Gon worries about the promise he made to Wing about not training in Nen for 2 months. Killua says it'll be fine until right in front of them. Unnoticed by the two is Wing with Zushi. He strictly prohibits Gon from watching the match. Even though Gon is healed, the mandate still stands, so he must wait another month. He tells Gon to practice 10 in the meantime. Killua decides to go alone and see the match for himself. Later that day, Gon is watching TV when an announcement for Hisoka's match comes up. He turns off the TV. It was 2 years ago Castro lost his match to Hisoka and is looking for revenge. Kako, the announcer, mentions Castro's 9-1 record, 1 away from the 4 Masters. Killua decides to sneak into Castro's room to get a better feel for him. Suddenly, Castro asks what he's doing from behind. Killua is petrified, looking back in the room to find the couch empty. Killua asks how he was able to sneak up on him, but Castro keeps it a secret, for one day they might fight each other. Finally, Hisoka and Castro stand in the ring together. As soon as the referee says start, Castro charges, taking a swing at Hisoka's head. Though he dodges, Hisoka still feels a sharp, clean punch to the face with a surprised look on it. Castro attacks again, making it easy for Hisoka to see his left hand charging up. Hisoka dodges, but just like before, a strong swipe comes across the left side of his face. Now the whole audience was quiet. Castro is on the attack once again, with Hisoka pulling back. He blocks a kick, only for Castro to appear behind him and hit him anyway, this time a knockdown. The score now 4-0. The referee asks Hisoka if he can continue. He merely smiles again, the same as before, and tries to understand how Castro keeps disappearing. Castro begins to charge his special attack, Tiger Bite Fist, causing the crowd to go wild. Hisoka mockingly gives up his left arm, but Castro takes his right. The crowd screams as his arm flew through the air. Hisoka claims it's part of a plan, dodging another attack from Castro and catching his arm. Hisoka has determined Castro's Nen ability is making it double, and he confirms it. In front of everyone, Castro makes a perfect double next to himself. Wayne explains that this doppelganger is a person who takes energy from the original, and though Castro may look fine, he's using an enormous amount of Nen every time he creates one. Castro charges his ultimate special ability, True Tiger Bite Fist. Hisoka calmly spins his own severed arm on his finger and smiles at Castro, revealing a handkerchief and using it to cover the severed arm. He prepares to show off his powers of clairvoyance and tosses the covered arm into the air, but several playing cards are the only things under the handkerchief, with the severed arm nowhere to be found. As the cards fall to the floor, Hisoka asks Castro to pick one of the numbers, add 4, multiply it by 2, subtract 6, divide it by 2, and then subtract the original number. With the crowd left confused, Hisoka confidently claims that he already knows Castro's answer, suddenly reaching into the womb on his right arm and drawing the Ace of Spades. The announcer and audience are left in disbelief by the act, with Killua wondering how Hisoka can be so calm. Hisoka tosses the card toward Castro, who quickly knocks it away from himself as the other remains in its stance. After Castro vows to sever Hisoka's left arm as well, Hisoka voluntarily holds it out and offers to let him take it. One of the Castros charges forward and immediately severs the arm, but the double quickly disappears afterwards. Hisoka tells Castro that he expected him to attack with his double and adds that he would have countered if he himself had attacked, suddenly revealing that his right arm has been completely reattached. With everyone left stunned, Hisoka explains that it's another magic trick and asks Castro if he can discover the secret. Hisoka walks toward Castro and asks if he's afraid, pointing out that he doesn't understand the trick because it's magic. He continues to walk forward and reveals that he only spared Castro's life before because of his potential, gleefully predicting that he will now die in a frenzied dance. Castro angrily tells him to be quiet and leaps toward him with his double, but Hisoka instantly looks for the real Castro, causing him to freeze with fear and wonder how he knew. As Hisoka easily dodges the double's attacks, he explains to Castro that he can't recreate every effect of a battle on his double. After Castro looks down and sees the blood on his clothes, he charges toward Hisoka, whose severed left arm suddenly flies toward Castro and strikes him in the face. With Castro left dazed by the punch to his chin, Hisoka explains that he won't be able to dodge his next attack, and several playing cards suddenly fly toward Castro. Although Castro tries to create a double, the playing cards pierce Castro's body. It's announced that Hisoka has won by knockout. Leaving the arena, Hisoka finds a woman waiting for him in the exit tunnel. She praises his victory and tells him to show her the injury, with the two making their way to Hisoka's room. Holding Hisoka's severed arms, the woman tells him that the match confirmed that he's an idiot, wondering why he would put himself in so much danger and asking if it was a performance. Hisoka gives a vague response, and the woman points out that she can't complain since she's getting paid, using threads made of nen to first stop the bleeding. Hisoka asks her to be gentle, and the woman tells him to put away his aura, starting with his left arm and using her nen stitches to reattach it. Hisoka praises her skill as she fixes his right arm next, playfully saying that he should get injured more so that he can watch her work. The woman ignores the comment and asks for a payment. Hisoka then attaches the handkerchief to his right arm and then creates a layer of skin over it. As Hisoka does the same on his left arm, the woman explains that Hisoka's bungee gum allows him to mold his aura into a substance similar to rubber and gum, allowing it to stretch, contract, and stick to many types of surfaces. She then remembers the reason why she came and tells him that all Phantom Troop members have to be in York New City by noon on August 30th. Hisoka asks if the boss will be there as well, and the woman replies that it's very likely since it could be their biggest job yet, warning him that the boss may hunt him down personally if he skips it. Gon is shown still sitting alone in his room and meditating when Killua returns. He asks about Hisoka's match. Killua answers that the fight was incredible, and that he has no idea how Hisoka won, telling Gon that they need to learn more about Nen. As Hisoka takes a shower in his room, a large spider tattoo with a 4 inside its abdomen is seen across his back. However, when Hisoka finishes and begins to dry himself, he says that he forgot to remove it, suddenly taking off the tattoo. He thinks about Gon and Killua as his new toys, and says that it's time to hunt the spiders, slamming the handkerchief against the mirror as the tattoo vanishes. It's revealed that Hisoka has been masquerading as a member of the Phantom Troop and considers the group yet another target. 2 months have passed since Gon's match with Gedo, and Gon has kept his promise to not train with Nen in that time. Wing tells him and Killua that they will start training with Zushi. Wing tells the three to practice Ren and learns Gyo, a technique that focuses the aura in one's eyes, allowing one to see hidden Nen. Zushi is able to execute Gyo in front of everybody, but quickly gets tired. Wing tells both Gon and Killua to learn Gyo before fighting again. The three practices in Gon's room. When they leave, they run into Sadaso, Gedo, and Realvelt, who try forcing them to fight against them. After Zushi parts ways from Gon and Killua, Sadaso ambushes him with his aura arm and takes one of Zushi's shoes. Luckily, Killua followed Zushi and got there just in time to stop Sadaso. He agrees to fight and promises he'll let the three of them win. He adds that they better leave Gon alone and not to go against their word. Meanwhile, Gedo calls Gon and tells him to open the door. It reveals Zushi's stolen shoe, which implies that they're going to harm Zushi. Gon, being worried about Zushi's situation, agrees to Gedo's conditions. The next day, Gon and Killua learn to use Gyo. Killua is also able to work out Hisoka's abilities by using Gyo, which amazes everybody. Wing permits Gon and Killua to fight. Killua is walking outside when he hears a man selling tickets to Gon and Gedo's newest match. Killua becomes furious that Sadaso's group broke their deal so soon after making it and infiltrates Sadaso's room and threatens him. Killua scares and warns Sadaso that the next time he shows his face, he will kill him. The next day their match comes and Killua easily wins when Sadaso doesn't show up. Sadaso contacts Gedo and Realvelt to warn them not to mess with Gon and Killua because they're very dangerous. However, Realvelt plans to continue his tricks in order for him to achieve his goal of becoming a floor master. Suddenly, Killua appears out of nowhere and warns both Realvelt and Gedo to play nice. Gon wins his first 200th floor match, beating Sadaso by default. Before their matches against Realvelt and Gedo, Gon and Killua train even more. Gon and Gedo's rematch begins, but this time Gon carries his father's fishing rod. Gon starts off by running towards his opponent, but Gedo uses his tornado top to halt Gon's attack, followed by shotgun blues. Gon is able to repel Gedo's attack using Ren and prepares his pole. Gedo realizes that Gon plans to stop him from spinning. Gon releases his fishing rod and aims toward his opponent. For a moment, Gedo laughs that Gon missed, but Gon has attached the fishing rod hook to one of the flagstones of the ring and throws it upwards, causing Gedo to fly. Gedo is helpless as Gon breaks his prosthetic leg. Gon gains his second victory. After the match, Killua faces against Realvelt. Killua jumps high, but before he hits his opponent, Realvelt uses Aura Burst to escape. Killua merely shrugs it off, blaming that he jumped too high. Realvelt then takes out his weapon, the Twin Snake. He attacks Killua with it, but Killua is able to catch both whips. Realvelt presses buttons, sending a large amount of electricity at Killua. He calls this move the Thunder Snake. However, due to his training when he was a kid, Killua is able to withstand the electricity, although he still feels a slight amount of pain. Killua throws Realvelt above the ground and he begs Killua to save him. Killua agrees and catches him while holding his Thunder Snake, causing Realvelt to be completely electrified. Killua earns his second win. After a few days, the fight between Killua and Gedo is supposed to take place, but Gedo is unable to compete because of the damage he took from Gon. Gon faces Realvelt next, and quickly Realvelt takes out his weapons, but Gon lifts up another flagstone and throws it towards him. He dodges by using Aura Burst, but Gon anticipates this move and stops him, takes his Twin Snake, wraps it around Realvelt's neck, and scares him that he will turn on the switch. Realvelt falls unconscious and Gon becomes the winner. After the fight, Gon meets up with Hisoka and he praises Gon for the progression he made and agrees to fight him next. After Hisoka agrees to fight him, Gon continues to train very hard in Nen along with Killua and Zushi. Wing teaches them about Hatsu and explains the 6 types of aura: enhancement, transmutation, conjuration, emission, manipulation, and specialization, as well as the importance of knowing the type one is born into and the compatibility they have with each other. He uses Castro, Hisoka, and Gedo as examples. Hisoka is able to turn his aura into a rubber-like substance, which indicates that he's a transmuter. Gedo uses his aura to increase the spinning and concussive force of the tops he uses to a great effect, which is an enhancer ability. However, to manipulate so many objects require the skill of a manipulator, which is incompatible with the enhancement category, thus negating the effectiveness of his attack. Castor's Tiger Bite Fist was very effective and was most likely in the enhancement category as well. However, he made the decision to create Doppelganger, which is a conjurer ability and required the skill of a manipulator to control it. Neither category is compatible with enhancement. As a result, Castro squandered his talent in that ability. Next, he introduces the Water Divination, a specific and one of the easiest ways to know which type of aura a Nen user has. Wing demonstrates how to do it, and they find out which category they fall into. Gon makes the water overflow, which means he belongs in the enhancement category. Killua makes the water taste sweet, putting him in the transmutation category. Zushi makes the leaf move on top of the water, meaning he is in manipulation. The 3 continue to train hard after a few weeks. When Gon believes he's ready, he sets a schedule for his fight with Hisoka. Wing announces that Gon has passed the Secret Hunter exam. Gon asks if any of his friends passed, and Wing tells him that Kurapika and Hanzo have already passed, while Pakal is still struggling with Ren and Leorio is studying for his medical exam. Wing also explains that learning Nen is part of being a hunter in order to be strong and fight criminals. He also comments that Netero is the head of his school of Nen. He then encourages Killua to take the hunter exam next year, because Killua is more than qualified to become a hunter. On July 10th, Gon's match with Hisoka takes place. The stadium is crowded with supporters and the 2 fighters are ready in the arena. Gon runs towards Hisoka and tries to attack him, but Hisoka is able to dodge and block every single one of his attacks without moving from his place. When Hisoka boasts that he himself hasn't moved since the beginning of the match, Gon becomes more determined. He shows his power and agility by grabbing and yanking a flagstone and throwing it in front of Hisoka. Gon shatters the stone, startling Hisoka, but he punches the rubble away. Gon disappears from Hisoka's sight and is able to sneak from behind, allowing him to finally deliver a solid punch straight to Hisoka's face. After Gon hits Hisoka in the face, the referee gives him a critical hit, which brings the match score to 2-1. Afterward, Gon gives back Hisoka's number plate. Everyone is confused at the exchange. Hisoka gets Gon using his elbow and continues attacking Gon while Gon defends. Gon uses Gyo and sees Hisoka's bungee gum attached to Gon's cheek. Hisoka uses his bungee gum to pull Gon towards him and delivers a punch that knocks Gon down. The referee gives Hisoka a critical hit and a knockdown, making the score 6-2. As the battle continues, Gon runs towards Hisoka and lands a punch to his face. Hisoka then becomes absorbed in thought and excitement, allowing Gon to keep punching his face. During this period, Hisoka enters an orgasmic-like state at the thought of Gon becoming stronger and realizing his potential. Not before long, he snaps out of it and counters Gon's assault with a punch to Gon. Hisoka pulls Gon by the bungee gum and punches him again, but Gon blocks his attack, but still is stunned a bit. The referee gives critical points to both fighters, but gives Hisoka an extra knockdown point, which Gon complains that he was never down. The referee stands by his decision, and the crowd also questions the referee as they begin to boo. The score changes to 9-4 in favor of Hisoka. Hisoka tricks Gon by making him look to his right, and a large stone hits Gon, resulting in knockdown points which gave Hisoka the victory. Hisoka, while leaving the arena, tells Gon that he has made a lot of progress but still lacks experience. If he can win 10 more fights, he can stand a chance in Heaven's Arena. However, Hisoka tells Gon that he has no intention of fighting him again in Heaven's Arena. Instead, he wants to fight him in the real world where their lives are at stake. Gon wants to train hard in order to fight and beat Hisoka. Gon and Killua bid farewell to Wing and Zushi. The two decide to visit Gon's Aunt Mito on Whale Island, so they finally bid farewell to Heaven's Arena. The end of Part 5. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to not miss the next parts.